So where are you out of?
I am out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. There's a lot of folks from Atlanta here today.
Atlanta's it's the hottest place.
Yeah, it's wild. Tyler's actually from Atlanta.
Yeah, I was talking to him for a while, and he's not that far from me, actually. I own a business a minute from his house.
So tell me about your businesses. You said you're kind of doing a lot.
Yeah, I do tons of businesses. I started my first business when I was 15, 32 years ago. And since then, I've grown my businesses. I've bought lots of businesses, and I've had hundreds and hundreds of businesses over the last 32 years. And ever since I was 22, like 7 years after I started my first business, I really got heavy into real estate. So I've been in real estate over 25 years, and I have bought and sold thousands of properties. Currently, I still own hundreds of properties, single family, retail, shopping centers. I own warehouses, office complexes.
Oh, so you're into everything.
Everything, apartment complexes. But I'm mainly focused on single family. But I have had everything. I've done everything. I own all kinds of stuff. And my businesses are all over the country. So I own in every industry. I have a lot of fitness gyms, martial art gyms. I own some restaurants. I own some ice cream stores. I own a trophy and engraving stores. I own axe throwing locations all over the country.
No way.
Escape rooms, arts and craft studios. We're opening one of the nicest, biggest putt-putt high-end places in Atlanta in the next couple weeks. It's ready to open.
Dude, that is awesome.
Has a nice bar, kitchen, everything. But yeah, I mean, I came here because a lot of the people talking are people that I want to get to know better. So no better way than to come in and meet everyone in person.
For sure. There's a lot of really, really smart people here.
Yeah.
I was talking to Bridger earlier, and it's just crazy what he's been able to do and his family's done. And
amazing. And I actually do my own events every quarter. I speak, I have a couple hundred, 100, 200 people. And
when's your next event?
My next event's February 24, 25, 26 in Tampa.
In Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically my events talk about how to buy businesses creatively without using any of your money or very little of your money, and how to find them, how to value them, how to basically from A to Z do everything with them. And they're 3 days, they're 10 hours a day.
Do you also have a community? Are you teaching people on the internet?
So I have a partner that I do this with. I used to do it by myself for the years. And actually my last event, I had the biggest OG in this industry. His name is Carl Allen.
Okay.
And he was the first one to ever have a mentorship for buying businesses creatively.
You're talking about like unconventional acquisitions, like seller financing.
We do everything. I mean,
master leasing.
Every single business that you buy has to have some sort of seller finance component for a lot of reasons, but sometimes it's only 10, 20%, sometimes it's 80%, sometimes 100%. But they're all different based on the seller's needs.
So a lot of times it's hard to negotiate a high level of seller financing. So I'm talking to a guy right now that's trying to buy a car wash in outside of Detroit, and from the outside looking in, it looked like a great opportunity. But then when you dive into the financials, you see that it's impossible. You're not going to be able to go to a bank and do an SBA 7A, right. Or there's no way because the owners have been lying on their taxes. So when you're in a situation like that, what do you do?
So there's a few things that you can do. Obviously, if you're dealing with someone that's lying and committing fraud, you got to be extra careful.
You probably don't want to inherit those.
You probably don't want to, but there are a few ways to do it. But obviously, when something like that is happening, you're going to have to pretty much have a crazy high % of owner financing, because that's the only way to protect yourself.
Right.
Like if someone says, "Look, I do $1 million," and they show they do 100,000 or 200,000,
it may be the only way to get funding for the rest of the deal.
It might only be the only way to get funding, but I'll tell you this. If you don't buy it with owner finance, if they don't sell with owner finance, no one's going to buy it.
Exactly.
First of all, no one's going to finance it, but anyone that's smart is not going to buy a business that they don't even know that those are the real numbers.
Right. No one's going to put hard cash up for something like that.
Right. So, a couple things that you could do is you could have someone work in that business for a while and actually see the numbers yourself. But again, it's still going to be hard to finance unless they have, do everything correctly.
So you can walk away because he's not going to be able to sell that business to somebody else.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the truth of the matter. I mean, if you know much about real estate, you know much about business. For every, home that someone's trying to sell, there's 100 people trying to buy that home.
Sure.
Well, for every 100 businesses that are for sale, there's one person maybe trying to buy a business. So if that business doesn't work because there's fraud or because you can't get financing or whatever else, and move on. It's not a big deal. There's so many out there.
There's so many out there. There's a business on every corner.
Yeah.
So
I have a few really key components that when I buy a business, what I look for. I mean, there's a lot, but there's 3 super important ones that I look for every time I buy a business. And if they don't fit all 3, I pretty much don't buy the business. Obviously, the first one, it has to be really profitable. And when I say very profitable, at least 6 figures profit. Maybe multiple 6 figures, but at least 100,000. I try to go 200,000 more, but that's my first thing. Now I always have exceptions, and we could talk about the exceptions, but that's very important. You don't want to buy something making less than that because it's just not sustainable unless you are working there yourself and you're buying more of a job than a business.
Who wants to do that?
Who wants to do that? You're just buying a job, right? So I own dozens and dozens of businesses, and I literally don't even spend 30 minutes, an hour a week on everyone together. And some I haven't even been to in years, but I get a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 check every single month from each business. So
it's all about the systems and process.
All about systems and process. Your employees, your partners.
The people are important.
Very important. So again, it has to be very, very profitable. The second most important thing is it's got to have employees in place and management in place. If I go look at a business and the owner's running everything, that almost kills it for me. Like, even if everything else is good, I have to have it to where the owners, if they leave, the customers don't leave. You know, if they're the face of the business and do everything, you don't have a business.
That's the problem with contracting businesses. Most of the time, the owner's running everything, and that's why they don't sell the company. A lot of these companies just dissolve. Yeah. And they may be doing $10 million a year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wild.
Because they don't really have a business. So before
there's no SOPs in place. No. It's not a real business.
And before, we teach people how to sell their business, one of the most important things is to make sure that you hire people and have people working there and they can do everything, because if not, it's not going to be sellable, or it's not going to be sellable for anywhere near what it should be.
Sure.
And of course, the third thing, right, that's super important to me is that dealing with a motivated seller. Like, same with real estate, same with business, but you really need a motivated seller, because you're just not going to get a good deal. Maybe the price will be too high, or maybe the terms are going to be not what you need. So there's plenty of motivated sellers out there that have really good businesses, and
we know there's 10,000 baby boomers retiring every single day.
Yep.
And 20% of them have businesses, 19 or 20%.
And they're either going to shut it down, give it to their sons, but their sons don't want it because they're not sexy businesses.
They don't want it.
They don't want it. They're not sexy
for
businesses.
one reason or another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the unattractive local businesses are the most profitable.
100%. And so basically, this is why this opportunity is so good out there. And the businesses that we're buying are cash flowing minimum, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month. It's just total passive income, because after we take it over, we would put systems in place, and hopefully, when we buy them, they're pretty much always there, but we're just going to perfect them. And it's the most profitable passive income that you could have. And so remember I told you earlier that I only buy profitable businesses, but I have some exceptions. So there's 3 exceptions of why you could buy a business that's not profitable, right? Only 3.
You can make it profitable.
That was one of them.
Which sometimes you can get the best opportunity in that situation.
So good. So one of them is that you think that you have knowledge in that business or knowledge in that field that you could turn it around, right? That's one, right? I don't ever do those. That's too much work. I don't like that. But there are people
Well, in the case of car washes, it's like in rural areas, you find car washes that have terrible Google ratings because they don't know the chemical ratios. Yes. Their vacuums aren't serviced. Yeah. The guy's 75 years old and just doesn't have the energy or motivation to take care of it anymore. They don't even take credit cards.
100%. And you know what? There's people that specialize in just buying these types of businesses to turn them around.
Absolutely.
And if that's what you're good at, 100%. And most people aren't good at that. That's why I stay away from it. And for me, it's just too much work when I could buy businesses that are already going. Right. So that's number one. What do you think the next one would be?
Exceptions. So the business is not profitable or not making the type of profit at a multiple.
Maybe losing money. Maybe it's not making
losing money.
Maybe.
What could the next one be?
Maybe breaking even.
What is it?
All right. So the second one would be, and this is the main reason why I buy bad businesses, is because I already have a business that's similar to that business, and I could take that business and just merge it into mine. And basically what I'm buying the customers. Yeah. I'm buying the employees. I'm buying the equipment. Right. And I'm buying it at such a low price because nobody else could buy it because it's not sustainable by itself. So it's basically called a bolt-on business. Right. And I buy those all the time. That's how I grow my business overnight.
It's funny you say that because one of the largest funds in our space, in the prop tech space, came to us pretty early. A year in or so. We weren't profitable yet. And they tried to buy our customer list. And they made an offer that they thought we would be interested in. But
There's all kinds of ways to make an offer. You could just give a flat price. You could give a percentage of profit from those people. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but we don't have to get into that. But basically, the reason why you could buy these businesses that are not making much money, not making any money, potentially losing money, is because the reason they lose money because they have expenses on their rent. They have expenses on all these employees. Well, if you take it into your own place, you can get rid of the rent. You can get rid of a lot of the employees because you don't need them all because you already have people to service it. And you could just get so much more money just by that. So I do that all the time. And then whatever equipment and stuff they have, if you need it, great. If you don't need it, you could sell liquidate it, and get your money back. So that's number 2, and that's the main reason why.
So you took the business for free.
A lot of times people
offsets the cost.
A lot of times people will sell you a business for $1, and the reason why is because they're breaking even, losing money. It's a headache, and
they just went out from under.
You need to buy it for a minimum of $1 because that's like a consideration in the United States.
Right.
And here's the thing. Let's say they're about to close their business. Okay, think about it like this. They're about to close their business because they're just not making enough, or they're not making anything, and they have to go now tell their friends, I lost, I wasn't doing good. I had to shut my business down. You feel depressed, feel like a loser. But if you could go to your friends and be like, no, I got someone to buy my business. Even if it's $1, you don't tell them how much. They just feel so much better about themselves.
Sure.
So just for that reason. But besides that, when you have to shut a business down, it costs a lot of money. Like you have to move everything out, do this, that. You have to make a lot of preparations and all kinds of things. So there's just so many advantages where you actually save money by giving your business away.
Right. You're saving them time. You're saving them the frustration.
And a lot of people are so miserable at this point because it's like they put all their time, effort, sweat, whatever money into it, and now they have to break it down. You know how crazy that is for people? That's like they hate that. So just not having that.
So how are you finding these guys?
Yeah, so that's a long answer,
there's
but
a bunch.
there's a ton of ways to do it. I could get into just high level a few things, but obviously there are on-market businesses, although that's 20% of what I buy is on-market.
Stay away from Biz Buy Sell and LoopNet.
So I don't say stay away from it. That's 20% of what I buy.
But you're dealing with brokers mostly.
Mostly. But here's the thing.
You can't really negotiate with a broker.
You can't. But there's a strategy to buying on-market businesses, and I do really well. Although, like I said, it's 20% tops of what I buy. 80% is off-market, and we'll get into off-market one because that's a ton. But how do I buy on-market businesses at a good deal? Well, I'll tell you, the way that I do it is I wait 10 to 12 months after it's been listed, and now they're super motivated. So in the beginning, when they have it listed, they have a broker, like you said. And brokers are horrible, by the way, for the most part. 99% of them.
Oh, I know.
For a lot of reasons that we could get into that as well. But what happens is they tell their clients.
They're deal killers.
They're deal killers, and they tell their clients these bullshit stories. Oh, your business is worth $10 million. You're going to get all cash for it. You're going to sell it right away. And because they want that listing.
Want the largest want the listing. They also want the largest possible commission.
Yes.
If they're ever able to get lucky and find a buyer.
If people don't realize, if the business brokers make 10%, split between the two, and real estate it's 6% maybe, right? So they make double. But now they don't sell as many businesses as they do properties typically, except for the best ones.
Sure.
But yeah, so again, so what happens is, now you hired this business broker and you have your business on the market for sale, and you believe your business broker. That's why you hired them. So you're basically, any single offer you get that's not 100% full price, or close, which is way overpriced to begin with, and it's not all cash up front or mostly all cash up front, they're going to turn down because, oh no, my business broker told me I could get it. So what happens is, for the first 6 months,
they're turning down offers.
They're turning down offers we say they're turning down offers, but I'll tell you what we talked about earlier, for every 100 businesses, there's only one person looking to buy it. So they may not even get any offers. Forget about turning down offers. But if they get offers, they're turning them down for the most part. But they probably aren't even getting offers. If they are, they're... So what happens after 6 months? Now they start believing, okay, maybe my broker is full of shit. And then give them another 4 to 6 months, and now they're super motivated because they obviously want to sell their business. That's why they put it for sale.
Right.
It's a year later.
It feels like they're never going to sell it.
So 20% of what I buy is on Biz Buy Sell and stuff like that, on market property, on market businesses. But out of those 20%, 95% of those that I buy have been on the market a year or longer.
Is there a way to sort on there to see which ones are oldest?
So this is crazy. Biz Buy Sell changes their what you could do on there, their search stuff all the time. And there's a free Biz Buy Sell, $30 a month.
Right.
And the $30 a month will tell you how long they've been on. There's 5 features. One of them tells you how long.
So definitely pay for that.
Definitely pay for it. And you can share with 100 people. You just need one log on. But also, one of the things you get to save all your listings, and so that's easy to find back.
That's nice.
So if you share with a bunch of people, you'll have a ton of
save it in a
shit.
bookmark.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But this is the thing I was going to tell you. BizBuy just recently changed it to where it doesn't show you how long it's been listed. Now what it does is shows you how long since the listing changed. So people, if they change something in the listing, like every month or 2 months, it's hard to know how long it's been listed. But if you get to talk to the broker, you could get it out of them. But you still have some information, but not exactly. But up until
so now you're pretty much forced to have a conversation with the broker.
Yeah, and you really can't go around the broker anyway in the beginning, because it's just like the person has a broker because they don't want to deal with people.
I've talked to sellers that have a broker. They don't want to deal with you.
They're not good at negotiating. They don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So yeah, for the most part. And keep in mind, 99% of businesses that I'm buying and that you should be buying are being bought from people that have owned their business for a long time and that haven't bought and sold businesses before. So it's not like you're dealing with serial entrepreneurs. So
makes sense.
They don't know what they're doing. You don't want to deal with serial entrepreneurs. Those are the worst people to buy businesses from, because they're too slick, they're too knowledgeable.
Sure.
They know how to trick you. They know you want to buy businesses from people that have had businesses for a decade or longer, because those are very established businesses. In general, starting a business is insane. I do it, but I have a special strategy that nobody else has, and I've actually made crazy money. If I tell you how much money I made, you probably won't believe me. But I have made more money than anybody in this room, and have it. I not made it. I still have it. So I had one business that I made over $100 million profit on. This is back from 2007 and 2014. It was a 7-year period, but I made $100 million in that. But I have lots of businesses that make $10 million.
What kind of business was that?
The $100 million one. So it was the first one to do this. This is one that I started, but then I bought competitors out over the years. It was jewelry business. What I did was I bought gold from people and diamonds and watches.
We buy gold.
We buy gold. I was the first one in the country that ever had a We Buy Gold store. Nobody had it. Everyone copied me. So
I'm sitting here with Mr. We Buy Gold.
Yes. So there was Cash for Gold, mail your gold in before me.
Right.
They started 6 months before me, and they actually had a TV commercial.
Is that how you got the idea?
It is a little bit how I got the idea, yeah. That's a crazy story in itself. But I knew nothing about jewelry when I started, nothing. And within a year, I knew more than any
now
jeweler.
You know everything.
That was out there. You had to. I mean, I was buying tens of millions of dollars every month in jewelry. So
I met a guy in the gym, not gym industry, gym, Metro Gym out of Indian Harbor Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
Frank Venice, I believe his name.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty big.
I own a lot of gyms. So here's the craziest story.
The other kind of gym.
Yeah. No, I own gyms. Like where you work out, right? So I own hundreds of businesses I've had. But so currently right now, I have 6 gyms. They're all in Atlanta. But this is a crazy story in itself, because I have been doing martial arts, most of my life. I'm big into martial arts, and one of my gyms that I work at, the owner had one location. He was doing really well. He's like, "Can you help me open up a couple of locations?" And I really liked the instructor. I really liked, I was like, "Yeah, let me help you." I don't know shit about the gym industry, but I do really well at every industry. How much different could it be? The marketing, this, that, whatever. So I was like, "Yeah." So we opened up 2 gyms, in not that far away, 15 minutes in both directions. And one of them was right by my house. And we made it the nicest gym in Atlanta. It's a martial arts gym, but it's 15,000 square feet. It's all nice state-of-the-art stuff. And we ran it, and I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to open it up. We're going to have the best instructors, nicest gym. We're just going to start having members come in. We're going to start making tons of money.
Did that happen?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Sounds like Alex Hormozy.
It was fucking horrible. So, and you say Alex Hormozy, and that's why I brought the story up, because I was one of the first people to join Gym Launch. So, but I'm gonna tell you. Let me get to it. So I bought this gym, and I wanted to impress my black belt instructor. I'm like, look, I'm great at business. And he already knew it, but I'm like, I could grow your gyms. We're gonna make tons of money together. And literally, the first 6-8 months, dude, we were fucking losing $10,000 a month. Cause
ouch.
Yeah, it was horrible. And in each gym, the 2 new gyms. Now the gym that he had originally was still doing really well. That one's making $25,000 a month profit.
So that's when you bought Gym Launch.
So 6 months. I'm 6 months in, and we're getting killed. So I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. The marketing I do for all my other businesses is not working for the gym industry. So I'm looking for marketing stuff, and all of a sudden I run across Gym Launch, Alex Hormozy, and I'm literally the first year he had that program I found it, and that's when I opened my first gym, and I bought it, and I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna get fucked. I paid. So the deal was I had to pay $1,000 a month for 16 months. That's what it was, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just gamble, and I did it. And within the first month or two, within the first week or two, because you had to pay every week, I hired a couple people just to be in charge of that, because I just really wanted it to work. And within a week or two, dude, we had fucking lines of people coming in. I'm like, holy shit.
In the beginning, Alex was like, I believe he said in $100 million offers, he was actually going on location to his students' gyms.
I started right after he did that, but I know a lot of those gym owners because I've friended them, because I was in there. I mean, I was in the first 100 some people that were in gym. I mean, there's tens of thousands of people. I was
That's
one
awesome.
of the first, and I went to all his meetups and stuff back then. No one knew who Alex Hormozi was.
Right.
You know, Alex Hormozi was homeless like two years before I met him. Like before I joined
Isn't that crazy?
Homeless,
Living in Layla's niece's bedroom.
Yeah, literally in the gym, in the car. Like,
I can kind of resonate with that story. I've been pretty close. But.
Yeah. So I bought this and it started taking off. And like, you know, the 16 weeks went by and the program's gone. And every week I got better and better. So, you know, then he had something called Gym Legacy that he came out with, later on. And I bought that. And that was like, you had to pay $800 a week forever and basically it was a 3-year program, but you could cancel technically when you want. So I paid Alex Hormozi $150,000 for those like 2-3 years I was in Gym Launch.
But what did he do? What did he help you do to your business?
So this is what he helped me do. He helped me fucking go from losing money to making, $300,000 a year in every location. So this is what I had 3 locations, right? The original one that I bought into that was always doing good, but I grew it even better. Then I had these 2 new ones I bought that was absolutely stupid to buy. Like I should just bought other gyms, right? But I fucking started them. It was stupid. It cost so much money to build it out.
It's way cheaper to buy than
way
build.
cheaper. It's not even close. On a separate note, 55+% of businesses that open go out of business within the first year.
Yep.
Over half lose money in the first year. 95% go out of business within 10 years. So when you're buying a business that's been around for 10 years, you're solid. Like that's a good business. That's going to be around. But getting back to the gym industry. So what happened was we were fucking killing it after the first year or two, killing it with Alex Hormozi's program, and it was called the 6-week challenge. And like, man, I hired people just to run this, and we were just fucking killing. It was crazy. I thought it was like a scam. Like, how did all these people? Did Alex like send these people? Were they his people? Like, it didn't even make sense. Like how much it worked. I've never seen something work so crazy like that.
So you sell people into this challenge.
You sell people in this challenge, and you don't even sell them. You give it to them for free with a deposit that they get back
after the 6 weeks.
After the 6 week, if they
that keeps them committed.
If they hit these goals, but halfway through, they're already getting there, and then you basically say, look, you're getting such a good result. Don't you want to just be a member at the gym forever? Because they're only expecting to be there for 6 weeks. And then they're like, yeah, I love the community, I love the coaches. And you basically, halfway through the 6 weeks, you sell them onto a year membership. And you credit them their money that they gave you toward the membership, and they pay the difference or something like that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so that's how it worked. And it just worked really, really well. And he put the whole sale. So the best thing that Alex is good at is sales. Like, he's unfucking believable salesman.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's what he taught, and that's what this was. And obviously he's really good at marketing. And the whole program was marketing. And now Facebook started, a year in, 2 years in, like started cutting down because they were like, oh, you're tricking people and this and that. So like a lot of this shit quit working after a few years. But Alex kept coming up with new stuff.
Well, see, if you commit to a 6-week challenge and then you bail 3 weeks in, you're a loser.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to be a loser.
Yeah.
So knowing that, you're actually helping them by getting them in that challenge.
It's crazy.
It's a win-win, and if everybody wins, it's going to work.
It's almost impossible to lose, because here's the thing. When you got the 6-week challenge, they're paying $500 up front, right, as a deposit. And the deal is, if you meet your goal in 6 weeks, you get the $500 back.
Yeah,
right?
you get the money.
So if they make it, but if they don't make it, you lose your $500. So anyone that doesn't follow through and doesn't work out and doesn't do it, you're going to lose your money. So you're going to get $500 off them. But if they do hit their goals and they love the gym.
So what percentage of people make it?
They're going to join, huh?
So what percentage of people actually make it?
So it's hard to tell, because the way we ran it is halfway through, or 4 weeks in, we would sell them a membership, and then they didn't focus on making the...
And almost everybody makes it to 4 weeks.
Yeah, everyone makes it. I mean, they're committed. The more money someone puts up front...
Nobody wants to be a loser.
The more money someone puts up front, the more likely that they're going to stay. Because like, if literally, you could do that same exact program that Hormozi did and give everybody everything and say, look, just give me $10 or do it for free. No one's going to get past the first few days.
I was just talking to Jamil about that. And
they have to be committed.
They did a study at a university where they gave one group of people something for free, and then they charged another group $10,000. The group that they gave it to free, nobody used it. The group that charged for it, everybody did.
For many reasons. I mean, it just feels like it's worthless, and they have nothing invested, so why even fucking do it?
We've noticed the same thing. As we improve our unit economics, as we raise our pricing, Alex says it best, there's no strategic advantage in being the cheapest.
No.
You're just commoditizing yourself and entering a price war to the bottom. But there is a huge advantage in being the most expensive.
100%. So what's crazy is, and this is all mindset and psychological, but like the more we kept, so one big thing in Alex's program, besides all this other stuff, was eventually keep raising your prices. They're going to pay it. They're going to pay it. And most people were scared in the beginning, and then less people were scared. And I was scared a little bit. I'm like, at what price are they? So, but the more we raised the prices, the more money we made. And did we always keep the same amount or more people? Sometimes we did. But even if we didn't, having less people, more qualified, more better quality people, we made more money anyway.
We just did that in Contractor Plus. We launched with really poor unit economics because our product was incomplete. So we charged what we thought we were worth. Mm-hmm. But as our product becomes more well-rounded, and it's just crazy what we've been able to build in 2 years, it's time to raise the price.
Yeah.
And I was a little nervous. And so what we did was we had a grandfather campaign, and we gave our users the opportunity to lock in our current pricing for life if they prepay for 3 years. Not everybody took advantage of that. Some people just switched to one of our new plans.
Right.
But we raised like $50,000 in 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
So just by pre-selling memberships, I thought we'd do a little more than that, but that's still really good. And now we're switching to a per-user pricing model. We're charging more, $50 per user per month.
The more you charge, this is the crazy thing. The more you charge, the better service, the more shit you can give people.
It's the better our product becomes.
Yeah.
We can hire better engineers.
100%.
We can hire better customer service reps. Everything gets better. So they get a better level of service. They're happier. Plus we're attracting the right customers. We're attracting the customers.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, it's a bit, when you're charging $14 for something, you're attracting people that are having a hard time paying $14.
And they're going to complain. They're going to be like, oh, I didn't get this.
They call you every time something's wrong. They're always miserable. They cuss you out. It's terrible. It's like, I don't want to be in that business. And then you find yourself in a situation where you're not enjoying what you're doing. So by charging more, you attract the right customers. You're able to attract the right talent and retain that talent and deliver a world-class product and experience for your customers and really change an industry.
Yeah.
You're doing yourself and your customers a huge disservice by pricing yourself too low.
I agree. I totally agree. And I learned that just by having all these businesses over the years, and then, really in specific businesses, really focusing on that, and it just works across the board. It's crazy.
So you focus most on the acquisition side now, or you're also teaching other people how to do this stuff?
Yeah, so every quarter I teach people. I have big masterminds. They're 3 days, and I just teach people from A to Z how to do everything. And literally at the end of the 3 days, there's nothing you don't know how to do. And then we have an option that people could get after the 3 days if they want to have the accountability, being a group, and just basically have people to help you all the time, and coaches and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So what's your website?
So I actually don't have a website.
Social media?
Yeah, so social media. So I have I started my YouTube channel 6 months ago, which is where I really fucked up, because like all the biggest people now, I have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and but they've been doing it for years. So I just started mine like 5-6 months ago. I have 7,000 followers, maybe subscribers now. But my plan is to get to 100,000 by the end of this year. So Abraham Gray. It's just Abraham, Gray, but on YouTube,
it's Grey.
Gray.
Abraham Gray, all one word.
Abraham Gray.
YouTube, Instagram, everything.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
So we have like 20,000 contractors using our platform now. We're growing really fast, all organically. We haven't paid anything for customer acquisition, but I'll blast out this video to our list. I'm sure there's a ton of people in there that could benefit from your event.
Yeah. So my event, but
the next event is in March, right?
No, it's February 24th through 20th. Last weekend, the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Tampa. But forget about it even if you don't buy it. I don't care. Follow, subscribe to my YouTube, watch some of the videos. So all my videos are just teaching you how to make money in business, how to make money in real estate, how to better your lives, how to have better rapport with people, how to fix your mindset, have a better life. So
that's awesome, man. And is that what you would say your fulfillment comes from?
Yeah. So my fulfillment comes from I have helped so many people become millionaires. It's so awesome to see that you can show people how to do stuff, and then they actually implement it and do well. And literally, I'm partners with tons of people that I've helped over the years. So, the big thing about me is I don't run any businesses. I did when I was, in my teens, in my 20s, even some, but I haven't really much, in the last at least 15 to 20 years. So I have like partners in almost all my businesses, or I have really, really high level employees.
They're on the operation side.
Yeah. So I'm on the acquisition side. I'm on the negotiating side. I'm the one that, figures out what it's worth, whether it's property, whether it's, business. And I work the deal. And after I work the deal, then my partner does the operations. And we work really well. Like, they suck at what I do. I suck at what they do.
It takes a team.
Oh, yeah. And
definitely.
We do what we enjoy. We do what we're good at. And, I couldn't do good without them. They couldn't do it good without me.
I feel the same way. Yeah, I'm a technical founder, but my CTO is like, without him, it would have been impossible. He's in meetings all day, going back and forth with our dev team, and that would drive me absolutely nuts. So, I'm more on the customer side now. I'm trying to get out of that role, and when you're starting a business, you're wearing all the hats. But when you get to a place where you're at, where you're fully systemized, you've got all the SOPs and the people in place, then you don't have to do that anymore.
You don't want to. You want to do what you enjoy doing. And, every day I go to bed, I can't wait to get up. Like, I just want to get up because I know I'm going to have so much fun the next day. Everything I do is so fun. I love dealing with people. I love talking to people. I love negotiating. I love doing that stuff. You know what I mean? But if I have to get up and I have to, like, run the business and manage people, oh, my God, I would never want to get up. So you got to, figure out what you enjoy and what you're good at, and that's what you got to do.
Do that. Go all in on it.
Yeah, and go all in on it.
So this event, can people find out information about your event on your social media?
Yeah, so if you go on to my Facebook, so here's the thing. So I used to do all these events by myself. They were all my events. There's Abraham Gray. It used to be called the Gray Method because that's my last name, and because not everything's black and white. Everything I teach is creative. So my whole slogan is the Gray Method, not everything's black and white. But my last event, which was 2 months ago, I one of my mentors, his name's Carl Allen, who was the first one that ever had business mentorships. I invited him to speak and to come to the event, and he came to my event, and we ended up freaking just winging it back and forth. All my slides, but he would talk and I would talk, and we had the best event. And he was someone I looked up to, and I learned some stuff from. And since that event, he's like, dude, we got to do these together. So now I don't even have my event; it's our event. So
that's awesome.
So it's not called Gray Method anymore; it's called Deal Maker Weekend, and he has a mentorship, the first mentorship that ever existed for business buying, and it's a Deal Maker Wealth Society. So if you go to Deal Maker Wealth Society, you'll find out about these events also. But that's
Deal Maker Wealth Society.
Yeah, and that's totally Carl Allen's thing. I have nothing to do with that, but I do the masterminds. I never wanted to have mentorship and stuff. I love doing these masterminds. These 3 days, they're fun.
So you're familiar with Cody Sanchez?
Yes, but she just blew up in the last year. Like, I never heard about her until earlier this year. But like, she literally went from like 0 subscribers to like hundreds of thousands. And I mean, she's a great speaker. She's attractive. She's relatable.
Super intelligent.
And she's super intelligent. She knows how to break stuff down.
She knows how to value deals.
She knows how to value deals.
She knows how to find the right opportunities. It seems like she's into the same types of business as you are.
And
local and attractive.
And that's one of the reasons why I came here. Actually, I never met her before. I never talked to her. I wanted to come meet her and say hi and like show her the different things, that we do that's similar, and do some collabs together, because like I see that she makes a lot of cool YouTube videos, and my YouTube videos are very similar to hers. But like, besides her businesses, because I don't think she has as many of her own necessarily, but she goes to like these people that have really cool businesses and she does stuff with them. And I just think we can make
She was actually just in Circleville, Ohio with Brandon from Investment Joy, and I work with Brandon on some stuff. And I was actually in Florida, so I didn't get to meet her. I was in Florida doing a podcast, so maybe I'll get to meet her while she's here.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. So, and what's cool about this event, this is like mostly real estate, and she was here, so that was like, wow, like, because
she's not really focused on real estate.
She's business. She's
strictly business.
So that's the cool thing about me.
But a business is a business. If the math makes sense, do it. If it doesn't,
but there's so much stuff to know. Like, I could teach people business, and no matter how smart you think you are, I'm going to teach you stuff. I'm going to teach you stuff that you don't know. That's going to blow your mind, because a lot of it is, okay, it is what it is, but most of business is creativity. And I'm going to teach you stuff that, like, it's not black and white, right? So, like, you have to really, be creative. And I'm going to show you how to be creative in all these different ways that no one could even think about. And, it all works. And I've done all these different things. I've bought businesses, tons of real $1 million plus businesses for using none of my money, and every single one's a different strategy. Like, I haven't bought like 20 businesses using the same strategy. Every single one are all very profitable, and I'm using totally different strategies. And I make YouTube videos breaking down different businesses I buy.
And this is at a high level at your event. This is the type of stuff you can walk away.
There's nobody out there besides Carl Allen, who I do this stuff with, that could possibly know as much as I know or teach what I could teach in business. Nobody. I don't care.
It sounds like a great event. So where's that at in Tampa?
It's right at it's an airport, a hotel. It's the Marriott or Renaissance. I think the Marriott or Renaissance right by the Tampa airport.
Where Ben Mala just had his event.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I have to check because I have someone that books it all and does all that. But the cool thing about me is that I could do real estate at the highest level. Like Pace is unbelievable. Like Pace is like at a different level than me. Like he's
Wow.
way higher, right? Pace is just fucking the smartest guy, and he knows everything. But like, I'm telling you, like I've listened to everybody else, and everyone's really good. Like Jamil's fucking awesome at wholesaling. No one could touch him at wholesaling. He's the best wholesaler. Like there's nothing, but like all around, like just knowing a little bit of everything, fix and flip, buy and hold, wholesale, just everything. There's not like, there's only a few people I've seen do it on a high level. I could do that stuff at a level that I could stand with anybody, not Pace, but anyone besides Pace. I feel like I could definitely teach anyone at a high level. So I could actually teach at the highest level real estate and the highest level business. There's nobody that does both. Like everyone either does business or real estate. Now a lot of the people that are doing real estate,
You're doing it all.
I do it all. And but I have the proof of it. Like I have, I could show you $100 million that I made in all these different things, and I could show you, all these different businesses I have, all these different real estate I have, and how I do it. And a lot of strategies I use in real estate actually has never been taught because I never had a real estate mentorship. I'm never going to, but I've never done like really masterminds per se for real estate. I always do it for business.
So what is your angle in real estate? Are you doing MLOs? You doing?
No, I do everything, but I have a few strategies that no one ever does, and no one's ever taught. So I literally buy one property every single day, every day, for the last 2.5+ years, up until about 4 months ago. 4 months ago, the market really got bad, so I've probably been last month I bought 17, but I never buy less than 30. So now I'm buying 15 to 20.
Are you going hard cash or are you leveraged?
100% cash I use for. So I have so much money, like I can't run out of money. It's basically impossible, right? So I use all my own money.
It's a good position to be in.
Yeah, I use all my own money. But here's the thing. I used to buy, except when I buy owner finance deals and subject to deals. I buy a lot of subject to and owner finance. I buy more. So I was on a podcast with Pace a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about different deals. And I'm in sub 2. And I have done deals with a couple hundred people in sub 2 right now. And I was just showing him all the different people. He knows them all because these are all like the rock stars in sub 2. And I've done deals with all these different people. And we're partners on some I bought, some whatever. And Pace is like, holy shit, like you've done a crazy amount of sub 2 deals. Like you've done more than me. I'm like, no, Pace, I haven't done anywhere near as much as you. But I think I'm second, But literally, I used to buy, over the last 2-3 years, I used to buy 85% cash and 15% creative, and now I'm buying 60% plus creative and 35-40% cash.
On the real estate side.
On the real estate side, yeah. Well, on business side, it's all creative.
Right.
And on the business side, I've never paid cash for
Every deal is going to be different.
Every deal is going to be
some. Figure out how to negotiate
I've done
the deal
some
so
where
it makes sense.
I've put down 10%. 20%, sometimes 50%, but I've never paid cash ever for a business for a lot of reasons. I mean, really fast, the reason why it's so stupid and why it's so different, business and real estate, is because in real estate, when you comp a property, you go there, you inspect it, there's this wrong, it's going to cost this much, maybe you fuck up by 10%, whatever it is, but whatever. But then you buy, you fix it up, and if you run into something you didn't expect it good or whatever. In business, I teach you how to do all the due diligence, and there's all different types of due diligence. There's due diligence and all kinds of stuff. But honestly, you can do due diligence for a year and not catch everything.
Sure.
In real estate, you're going to catch it. You're going to go to a house, you're going to catch.
You're going to find something.
You're going to find what's wrong. I mean, you're not going to get tricked crazy. Especially if you have a good inspector and you know what you're doing. But in business,
have you been tricked in a business deal?
So here's the thing. This is exactly why you don't pay cash for a business. So every single business I get owner finance. Sometimes I've only got 10, 20% owner finance. Sometimes I've gotten 50, 60, 80. Sometimes I've gotten 100. And I'll tell you why, sometimes I'll get 100 and sometimes I'll only get 20. But the reason why you always have to get owner finance is, first off, on a business, you're going to need that owner to help you for some amount of time. So every deal I do, sometimes I have them
through the transition period.
Through the transition. So maybe a month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, you work that in the deal.
That keeps them committed.
But here's the thing. If they tricked you and they committed fraud or they did something that they lied to you.
It's going to surface in that period.
Well, here's the thing. I owe them money. They're owner financing 50% or 20%. They're never going to get that money because in the deal I signed, if you tricked me or you lied or you caused fraud, you lose everything. So that protects you. And this is the other thing. This is what's going to show you if the person is telling you the truth or not. If someone is financing a big portion of the business to you, they're not going to lie to you.
They're not hiding anything.
They're not on purpose.
Right.
But if they're getting most of the money, all the money up front, there's a good chance that they have no downside really to not, you know.
And I'm talking to my friend Brendan. That's looking at this car wash, and I'm like, you might just want to look at a different opportunity. This guy's not willing to do any kind of seller finance at all. He's not going to sell
red
that
flag,
business.
red flag, red flag. I mean, it's the biggest red flag. It's like
so a big reason that a lot of people won't is they don't know they can because they still have a note on it. So, but what people don't know is depending on who that note's through, a lot of times it's transferable.
Yeah.
So you can assume if you go buy a business, you could assume that debt. Not always, but usually you can assume that debt and take that off the acquisition price.
And that's a big strategy. So one of the strategies is, any debt that they have, we keep. Don't pay it off, right? It's similar to doing a sub-2 on a property. You don't pay off the mortgage to pay it for a higher mortgage. You don't pay off the lien when you could just keep it on the property and then figure out later how to get rid of it. So it's the same thing in business. But you could borrow money on the inventory, you could borrow money on the equipment, you could borrow money on the receivables, you could borrow money on the cash flow, you could borrow money on the craziest shit. Like I just bought a deal where it was a restaurant and they didn't have like a deal with Pepsi or Coke or whatever. I went in there and I'm like, you don't have a deal with them? So I went and talked to Pepsi and Coke and we negotiated and they paid us like $40,000 to commit to them for 3 years or 5 years. I don't remember what it was, but they gave me that money up front and now I could only I ended up going with Coke. But you could do that with your food. You could do that with, I had a friend at a gas station that like, it was just a no-name brand and he worked a deal with, whatever gas station it is, and they'll pay you like a lot of money up front.
Sure.
And you can use that money as a down payment to pay for your business.
Right. And they're paying for their logo on the side of the
Right. They're paying for the logo and they're paying for knowing that you have to buy all their stuff for the next however long you work that deal. So there's something, another way that I get money a lot of times is I'll sell a lot of the extra equipment at the same time that I'm closing on the property because I don't need it, and I'll use that money as a down payment. Sometimes it owns real estate, and I'll get a loan on the real estate to use it for the deposit. Sometimes I'll sell the real estate and just rent it back, and then I have the money, for the down payment. There's so many ways we get into. Another creative way is, if you have a big customer that buys a lot of stuff from you.
It's pretty creative.
If you have a customer that buys a lot of stuff from you, say, look, you're buying $100,000 a month from me. Give me pay for 3 months up front and I'll give you 5% off. And now they give you all this money up front. Use that money as a down payment.
Sure.
There's a million different tricks and creative stuff you can do. I can't get into everything.
Yeah, there's so many
I'm just giving you some just ideas.
But your event sounds, if I'm in the country, I'm doing some traveling next month. It sounds like something I would like to check out. Sounds good.
You're 100% invited. I'd love to have you.
Awesome.
It's the last weekend of February.
Awesome, man.
And so here's the thing. So let me tell you a little bit about the event. So we actually, you're there from 9 to 7 every day, 10-hour jam-packed, and we're going to teach you everything. And then there's Q&As and everything. You're going to get the nicest, it's going to be the nicest event. You get a goodie bag. You're going to get every, books with every, slide, place to put notes, all kinds of other cool stuff. And then after the event, we go out every single night and we go to Topgolf or Dave & Buster's or some really cool thing that we go to, and everyone, we pay for everything. It's all included. And we network, we have fun.
So you leave with great relationships.
Great relationships. Everyone leaves and they have connections and they do deals together.
That's what it's all about.
Do deals with me, do deals with other people. I've done so many deals with people that came to these events, and it's amazing. You get to really know someone. And then, you get breakfast, lunch, dinner. Everything's included. You don't have to spend money on anything. We have transportation for you to go back and forth to the events. Everything. It's one stop. And we charge a fraction of what everybody else charges. It's sick. I just do it because I like it. I have fun. We charge enough to make the money back for what we pay and whatever guests we have.
You put it right back into the event.
Yeah. So Carl always used to charge $10,000 an event, which is worth it. But we actually do 70% off to for most people because we do early bird, and then we sell out before we get.
So it's only $3,000.
It's crazy, and you get everything. It's crazy. 3 days.
Wow, that's crazy.
Everything. Literally, it's sick. But we get people to do so many deals with us, and the relationships afterwards is where we make the money.
What's funny? It's kind of like Hormozy, going back to what you said. You paid him $800 a week or something. I
started $1,000 a week for 16 weeks, and then it went to $800 a week for life.
But you could have paid him 3 times that and still got. Yeah, it would have still been well worth it.
Yeah, Alex, I gave him $150,000. So
But how much is he giving you?
Oh, I've made millions off it. We never finished that story. So what happened? So I had the 3 gyms, right? The 2, and I grew them. So I grew them so much, and I was like, fuck this. I'm never buying another gym because it was a pain. It took a year to open, to build it out. And I wanted a nice gym. So what I did was I used my acquisition strategies to, buy more gyms. So I'm like, if I can grow these gyms from losing money to making 25 grand a month profit, I'm talking about profit. I don't fuck gross profit. Let's go out and buy a whole bunch more. So I went out and I bought like 10 gyms in a year using my acquisition strategies. Every single one of these were off market. I bought every one off market, and I bought them and I got creative deals. And what I took the gyms and I grew them, and then I sold most of them. I still have half of them, but I sold a lot of them that were just too far away or a little bit too much work. But literally, I bought all these gyms using my acquisition strategies, and then I implemented all of Alex Hormozi's strategies of how to grow the gyms.
Get that Grand Slam offer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the story with gyms. But like literally every industry, I have businesses in.
So what's your favorite business?
People ask me that all the time, and my favorite business is always the one that makes the most money. I don't have a business.
That makes sense.
I mean, think about it. No matter what you do in life, whatever gives you the most back is what's going to be your favorite, right? So in business, I mean, we're not running businesses because we enjoy running businesses. I mean, it could be fun, but it's only fun if you're making money. Sure. So whichever one that makes the most money is always going to be the most fun. You know what I mean? If you think about it like that.
I guess the challenge of getting a business profitable can be fun.
Yeah.
Especially once you hit break even and then you start turning a profit, and then that's an exciting time.
I mean, I remember like my best year that I made the most money was 2011, and I was in the jewelry business back then. In 2011, and literally every month I'd look at my bank account, and there was like $2-3 million profit in my bank account every single month. So like at the end of the year, I had like $30-some million in my account that I didn't have at the beginning of the year. I'm like, holy fuck. I had to pay crazy taxes, but I actually had really good accounts, and I paid way less than like. Oh, by the way, that's a whole nother story. The way you save money on taxes is such a craziness, but there's so many things. Pace is big on that. Pace talks about
that's why Ryan started TrueBooks or acquired TrueBooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You have to be taking advantage of every tax.
You have to have the best accountants, because no matter what you pay them, they're going to save you, especially if you're making a lot of money, a crazy amount of money.
The government takes everything.
Yeah, but they have these crazy loopholes, but like nobody knows them all. I mean, because they come out with new ones every single month.
You got to study the tax code.
And so my, the firms that I am with my kind of, they have like hundreds and hundreds of people, and every person is specialized in something different, or the newest thing, or so you don't miss anything. But yeah, I mean, saving money on taxes is big. But I have checks, and I made photocopies and I saved them so people don't leave. I have checks where I wrote, to IRS for millions of dollars that I would mail off every so often. It was like, I know no one's gonna believe me, so I took pictures of it. But yeah.
That must be a sad day.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, because it's like, yeah, I have a shitload, but fuck, why are they getting so much?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You got the sales tax, you've got the corporate income tax if you're a C Corp, then you've got your personal income tax, and then you even have a death tax. They tax you when you're dead.
They tax you on everything. It's crazy. That's a whole nother story for another day. But
well, it's great meeting you, man.
Yeah, you too. So
your event is February
24th, 25th, 26th
in Tampa, Florida.
And just hit me up.
You can find more about it on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere. Yeah. Abraham Gray, Gray.
Yes, exactly. And just hit me up, and I friend anybody that I friend anybody that hits me up that I see that we have something in common. Whether it's like, we both do business, we both do real estate, we have a certain amount of mutual friends. But I have the coolest app that I have on my Facebook, because on Facebook you only have 5,000 friends, and I'm always hitting 5,000, so I always got to delete people. So I have an app that if you don't engage in any of my posts within like a 6-week period, it automatically deletes you.
What app is that?
It's called Friend Filter.
Friend Filter.
So every single month, every single week, I have a lot of friends that get deleted, and I get a lot. So if you're friends with me and you're not engaging, and when I say engaging, I mean just like a post, like one post every 6 weeks, or make a comment.
That's awesome, because then you get more engagements out of your audience.
So like,
does
literally,
Friend Filter only work with Facebook?
That's what I use it for.
They need it for other platforms too.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, other platforms you can have unlimited amounts of followers or friends. So it doesn't matter.
But you still want your engagements to be high.
But nobody knows the percent of engagement necessarily. Except you, yeah. So it doesn't matter. But with Facebook, so literally, I keep a 90% ratio of people that are friends with me that engage, and I always have 4,500 friends now, because I'm accepting so many all the time. but I'm deleting so many at a time. But the ones that are deleting are the ones. So every single week, my engagement stays really high, which is important. And everybody on my Facebook knows. I'm like, look, dude, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I want to engage in your stuff. You need to engage in my stuff. Like, why are we friends if we're not helping each other? We're not, making each other better. So, like, if you're not engaging, you obviously don't want to be friends with me. I'm not helping you. So, you don't like my stuff.
See, I've been doing this, but I've been doing it manually.
Oh, I don't even know how you could do it manually. How do you know if people are engaging or not? Like, this one will show.
Well, you just know, like, people.
No, you don't.
I don't have 5,000 friends.
I was surprised. So
I do on LinkedIn.
Not only does it show you who hasn't engaged, it'll show you how many times they engaged, what type of engagements they've done, how recent, how often.
And what does this cost?
Like $30 a month or something.
Wow.
$40 a month. I don't know. Yeah.
Wow, that's well worth it.
For someone that has a lot of friends. And
I can't believe I haven't heard of it.
I Googled it and I found like a whole bunch. This was the only one that was fucking awesome. I've been using it for a year. And like literally since I've been using it, my engagement is crazy high. And I'll post like every 3 months. I'll be like, look, for friends on Facebook, if I don't engage in your post, delete me, Like, I engage in everybody. And when I say engage, I don't necessarily comment on everyone's post, but I 100% like everyone's post. And if you want to get into Facebook shit or social media shit, so here's the crazy thing. I used to not, like, engage in anyone's post, like, a couple years ago. Then, people are like, oh, why don't you engage? I'm like, I don't know, what's the point? And so then I started engaging. I started liking everyone's post or anything that I thought was positive or something that I agreed with, I would like their post. And I did that for a year. And my engagement got better, and I actually started to get more deals because I built rapport with people. People liked me, like, oh, look, you like my post. So now I actually got more deals from it. And then I upped the stakes 6 months ago. I was thinking, fuck, if I like people's posts, and I did so much better in business and in life by liking people's posts because they make people feel good. Like, you want to make people feel good. They hit a like.
People are motivated by status.
Yeah, so it made it feel good. And there's people that look up to me. There's people I look up to, and if I see they did something, I'm like, oh wow, so I understand. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm never liking anyone's post anymore. So 6 months ago, I've never liked anyone's post since 6 months. So what do? I up the ante. I love everyone's post. You will never see me like. So here's the thing: not many people do that. Everyone likes shit. It's just as easy to love or to laugh or to do the heart thing.
But the difference between the love and the
it stands out, and people are like, wow, this guy is really cool. Like, he really noticed me.
Right.
And you don't understand, since I've been doing that, how many people have come to me and be like, I can't believe you like my post. Like, I love my post. That's unbelievable. Like, I'm so like happy. Like, you made my day. Like, I really had people come and say that. And what happens? Now I do more deals with people, and now people like me more.
So the change from liking to loving posts on Facebook has actually resulted in more deal flow for you.
Big time. Big time. And people respecting me more, liking me more, and wanting to do stuff with me.
That is crazy.
From zero, from doing nothing to liking was big, but from liking to like really loving and commenting and doing unfucking believable. That's a secret. That's a secret that nobody knows. I actually teach that, and I started teaching that over the last year. And a lot of people come to me like, holy shit, you don't have to believe it. I actually got some deals, and I built. Because people are like, how do you build rapport with people if you don't see them? Well, there's a million ways. Forget about social media, but like, we don't have enough time. But I teach all these different ways to build rapport with people, whether it's letters, emails, social media, in person. It doesn't matter. There's ways to do it that nobody could even comprehend. It's
really about the facilitation of that relationship, and showing them that you have a sincere interest, and making it about them. And it works.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm
Hopefully
glad
I see you in February.
To meet you. I think you will.
Yeah.
For sure.
What I teach, no one teaches. It blows people's mind.
My mind's blown.
But people don't know who I am much yet.
Well, they should.
They will.
Yeah, the level of deals you're doing is just unbelievable.
Yeah. The level of deals, and I've made more money than anybody.
What is your following on social media? You have a fan page, right?
I don't have a fan page.
You're not monetized?
I just started getting monetized, like
you
Instagram.
Have a social media team?
Yeah, I just hired that. I have a full-time. I have 3 people full-time. I spend like $12,000 a month on my team.
They know what they're doing for scaling?
Okay, yeah. So we're growing at a good pace.
Good.
But I just started too late. And
There's no such thing.
I haven't started like collabing and networking with
Facebook, so Brandon, Invest in Joy. His Facebook Reels. So Eric, the guy that's with me, the kid, he runs E8 Productions, and he has got I think Brandon's doing more on Facebook Reels bonuses than he is off of YouTube now. YouTube caps you at like 20 or 30K. You can only do so much.
Yeah.
And he's got like 1.5 million subs on YouTube.
Wow.
But on Facebook, he has hardly any, and he's doing like 20K a month or more. So just off the,
on Facebook,
just
on
off
Reels.
the monetization.
Yeah. So but we're doing that. We started doing that a lot.
Short form is like
that's what we're heavily focused on.
He's getting, for some clients like Siobhan Roman, she's getting like 5,000-6,000 followers a month just from short form.
That's awesome.
So
I'm focused on that a lot now. So you're gonna see my name a lot more now because I just made so much money. I was trying to be low key. But now I'm realizing, look, it's cost me a lot of money. I should have started.
Can't be low key. You got to get yourself out there.
Yeah. Well, I was in like a lot of businesses that I had a lot of cash and money. I mean, I didn't want people to know who I was. But now I don't have any cash and money. Like you could.
And you're in the business of helping other people.
Yeah. So like I don't care. Now I'm not
footsteps.
worried. Yeah. It's not a big